It is interesting weather for us. No doubt you've noticed it. You do not often see that much lightning showing up over California. You also don't normally see the satellite imagery look like this. And when you look at it with me, there's a pattern on here. There's a large counterclockwise spin. Let's get that wide view right there, because I'm going to switch this. Instead of looking at the regular visible satellite, I'm going to put this into the water vapor, and now you can't miss it. Go even wider on this. Look what we are right in the middle of. So here's California. You kind of see where the thunderstorms are. That's where you've got this blob of higher concentrations of atmospheric moisture to work with. That's a big dry slot in the atmosphere. But what we care about is the counterclockwise swirl that has a bullseye right on us. When that happens, this is how you get your thunderstorms. And when you look at the radar underneath that, all those thunderstorms are sitting right in the middle of that spin. So this is why the North Bay has had some of the most impressive action of the day, because you're closer to the center of where that low is providing the most energy this afternoon. Those thunderstorms then continue well up through the rest of Northern California. You want to see something else we don't normally see? Every day, the Storm Prediction Center, based in the middle of the country, puts out their forecast for where the threat is for severe weather or thunderstorms. The lightest shade of green on this map is where they say there's a possibility for thunderstorms, and that's where we are. We're not in their severe weather concerns, but we do not often make their map at all. And right now, we've got this, and this has to do everything with the fact that it was a bullseye. And we were showing this last week, how this thing was going to spin out of the Gulf of Alaska and come bring us some interesting weather this week. This is the start of fall. These systems slowly start developing, and this is the first one with really good aim and really good dynamics to get here, which has given us a fairly interesting scenario to take us through the early part of this week. All right, let's clear off the big spinning swirl and get our bearings again on here. How much rain did we get? Let's see some of the numbers on here. Over the last 3 days, this started on Monday, and when you look at the precipitation totals, there's a pattern on here. Bigger numbers in the mountains, almost ½ an inch of rain in the Santa Cruz Mountains, but over 1/10 of an inch of rain having fallen in San Jose. And you just had a few showers in San Jose that went through in the last 3 hours. If we look at the last 3 hours of radar on top of this, there were a few light showers here that managed to get pulled through the Santa Clara Valley. Most of the action was up there, but there was enough energy down here. A few light showers. Livermore, since Monday, you got a couple hundredths of an inch of rain. Look at the North Bay Mountains, though, 6/10 of an inch of rain. And with the isolated thunderstorms there over the last 3 hours, this is why that very localized flood advisory for the northeast part of Napa County is still in effect. That's going to be allowed to expire at 5:30, although we'll wait to see if the National Weather Service does allow it to expire. That's the intent. If they need to extend it, we'll let you know. We'll keep you updated on that. Should they have to do that. You know what the story is from here? By tomorrow, this system's going to really quiet down. Let me just show you where it's going to be tomorrow. We'll switch our vantage point on the map once again. And now what we're looking at on here is tomorrow's futurecast. And there's still rain with this system, but most of it's getting pushed over here. So we're going into tomorrow afternoon, and it's the Sierra. This is how you start to see that big spin move off towards the east. And tomorrow, it's going to start pulling all these showers with it that way. And it's going to be out of our hair. And then we're going to start warming up. So fall, sure, you can start seeing these areas of low pressure come through, and they start giving you the first taste of what systems can do if they're going to bring rain. And then fall is also a period to go through a bit of weather whiplash. Look at the end of the 7-day forecast. So after this area, low pressure kept us relatively cool, we need to start turning our focus and attention to near 100 again. By the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday, the numbers back here are going to climb back up into the mid-90s. Those are the inland microclimate. And when we look at the forecast on here for the Bay, you see the same swing. Even here in the Bay, temperatures are going to warm up next week. So hopefully you enjoyed the fall feel and the interesting weather. We're going back to sunny and warm by next week.